previous session, Mr. Chair. But I'm very much compelled to speak for one last time, considering that this city ordinance is already on the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for their appropriate action, and for us also to determine what appropriate action we should be doing, and third, so that the public will come to know what is the laws prevailing to this matter, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, for 3 weeks now, I have been very vocal, being interviewed to the media, delivering statement before this body, that the representation of other government officials, that the NMIS prohibits the slaughtering of livestock in a private household is not true, that the statement that there is a national law prohibiting the slaughtering of livestock in a private residence for personal consumption is not true. Since I made those declarations 3 weeks ago, until now, no one stood to correct me. No one stood to argue that my findings, my interpretation is erroneous. So probably I may be correct, Mr. Chair. Now, Mr. Chair, I was able to watch a video clipping which I would be asking our secretariat to show to our screen, the interview of one of our department heads stating, among others, that it is not really illegal for the slaughtering of livestock within our private houses for personal use, for personal consumption. I am fighting this for what reason? I do not want that our way of life, our tradition, our culture that we inherited from our ancestors will just be set aside by this ordinance. As we could see, Mr. Chair, there was already a public turmoil of the attempt of this body in passing, or it was already passed. It was already passed. It was even approved by the mayor, Mr. Chair. But I and Honorable Juan Conrado Respicio, we did not vote for that measure, Mr. Chair. Now, as a lawyer, Mr. Chair, I studied 9 years in order to become a lawyer. And of course, lawyers, they are well-versed in the field of law. It is very elementary for an ordinance to be valid that it should not be contrary to law, it should not be contrary to morals, good custom, public policy. And the slaughtering of livestock for personal consumption is a good custom, which is even provided under our law. These are customary act that is not against any law, or it is not illegal. May I ask the Secretariat to show on our screen the interview of one of the department heads that was, I think it was interviewed last Saturday or Sunday, which will already prove that my stand is correct and their previous statement, Mr. Chair, was of fallacy, Mr. Chair. Kindly please play.
Naimbaga bigat tayo amin apo. Deti ordinance tayo nga backyard slaughtering kit pabor kanyami detoy kasi handmade lang nga para kanyami para iti consuming public. Deti constituents tayo. Deti backyard slaughtering nga ibagbagada kit under Republic Act 1996, which is the Meat Inspection Code of the Philippines. Bale, Section 48, ibagbaga na ijay nga unlawful ti agparti ti backyard. Adamit, what do you call that, exemption na for household.
May we interrupt there? May we cut that? No, Mr. Chair. Before the argument, there was no exemption. There was no exemption. We've been arguing that there should be an exemption coming from the mouth of the department head that argued and relayed to this body that there was no exemption. Now I could prove to the public that my stand and the stand of Honorable Juan Conrado is Respicio, we are both correct because now they are admitting that there is an exemption, Mr. Chair. Now, may we go to the other slide, Mr. Chair, about the Republic Act 9262, the National Meat Inspection Code of the Philippines. Now, and the other one, it was read, it was stated by the head of the slaughter of the city government of Laoag that prohibited acts. No person, firm, or corporation shall slaughter any food, animal, prepare, or meat product in any meat establishment except in compliance with the requirement of this act. Now, it was clear. She stated that there is an exemption, Mr. Chair. So I will not further argue my case considering that they considered already as to my argument. Now, let us go back to Section 13 of the Republic Act 9262. Now, if we are going to read Section 13, scope of application, this code shall apply to all meat establishment where food are slaughtered, prepared, processed, handled, packed, or stored, or sold. Now, Mr. Chair, as a lawyer, Mr. Chair, before you are going to interpret a certain law, you must know the scope of the application before you are going to declare whether or not that law shall be applied to all. In Section 13, it is very clear, Mr. Chair, it only applies to meat establishment where food are slaughtered, processed, stored, or sold, Mr. Chair. If we are going to read the definition of terms, the meat establishment and meat vendors, there are definitions on that terminologies, Mr. Chair, which is referring to those who are selling meat products. So that Section 13 applies only to those meat vendors or merchants who are selling meat products to the public, Mr. Chair. So that is my main argument now that the ball is now rolling at the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to determine whether or not such city ordinance is valid. If it will be declared valid by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, as I stated earlier, our way of life, our heritage, our tradition will be lost. It reminds me, Mr. Chair, when I won during my first term as city councilor, that was 2019. As part of my saying things to the public, I conducted a what we call feeding program, medical, dental, and legal services at the 5 barangays of La Paz. Ijay Mr. Chair, akit adot Dr. Imay, aming nga council, aming nga tanod, Imayda, akit as part of my appreciation of their services to make the event successful, nagpaparti akti several nga baboy, kalding, kimata akti ado nga ikan, nagpamakang kami, Mr. Chair. Akit, nakitak di bayanihan spirit. The bayanihan spirit during the time of slaughtering and cooking the food is something that we could cherish as a Filipino, as part of our invaluable cultural heritage, Mr. Chair. Remember, during our younger years, dati bayanihan nga ibagbagada, agbagkat ti balay, awanen, di jayan, awan nagbagbagkat balayan, at sementado met aming nga balayan. But of course, the spirit of bayanihan will still be there by way of common actions of members of our community for a certain endeavor. And removing that, Mr. Chair, is something as if we are removing our identity as an Ilocano. At we Filipinos, we are helpful, we are respectful, but Ilocanos, we are known as kuripot, Mr. Chair. But of course, we are also known as a person, as as a race where we adhere to our heritage, our values, our good customs, and we are trying our next generations to inculcate it as part of their breeding, Mr. Chair.
It's not a form of interpellation with the privileged speech delivered by the Honorable Jason Perera. As a body, Mr. Chairman, as we wait for the review of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, whatever it may be, um, we are duty bound to help the main sponsor in crafting the maybe an amended ordinance to provide exceptions if needed. And yes, I agree that there would be exceptions. Like for example, I sent in our group, Mr. Chairman, that there is in the IRR of the meat inspection code, which was raised by the Honorable Conrado Respicio as to the emergency slaughter. It is explicitly stated there in the implementing rules and regulations that there must be that there is this exception. And also when I was reading the another law, Mr. Chairman, which is the Animal Welfare Act, Mr. Chairman, speaking of the customs and traditions, Mr. Chairman, which is RA 8485, Mr. Chairman, it states there in section 6, if I may read, Mr. Chairman, it shall be unlawful for any person to torture any animal, to neglect to provide adequate care, sustenance, or shelter, or maltreat any animal, or to subject any dog or horse to dog fight or horse fight, kill or cause or procure to be tortured or deprived of adequate care, sustenance, shelter, or maltreat or use the same in research. The killing of any animal other than cattle, pigs, goats, sheep, poultry, rabbits, carabaos, horses, deer, and crocodiles is likewise hereby declared unlawful, except in the following instances. Number 1, when it is done as part of the religious rituals of an established religion or sect, or a ritual required by a tribal, ethnic, custom, or indigenous cultural communities. So, taking that into consideration, if the whatever the decision would be by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, we would be duty bound to at least help the principal author to craft a better version, I guess, of the said ordinance, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.